Welcome to the Strength for Life podcast, where smart strength training meets real life. We're Dr. Matt and Nicole Klingberg, founders of Village Fitness and Physical Therapy. Here, you'll learn what really works in the gym, at home, and for life. All right, so welcome to the Strength for Life podcast. Nicole, you just did another Hyrox race, not Hydrox, not Hyrox, but Hyrox, which stands for Hybrid Rockstar, which you are. You are the definition of a hybrid and a rock star.
Wow, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but you just completed it, and you and Bethany, our friend, neighbor, client, smashed your goal, which was super cool. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so our goal was to do it in an hour and 15, and we did it in an hour and 10, which I think surprised us. We had done a few full run-throughs, but I think our biggest limiting factor, which showed in our time, was our sled, because we have a sled that's on wheels. Mm-hmm. Turns out it doesn't really correlate over to the sled on the whatever carpet, turf. And so that was by far our biggest room for improvement, but we crushed it in the running. So that was partially because you scared me into running more.
I did.
You did. You said you better run 6 days a week, otherwise you're gonna get left behind by your partner.
You were training with the Bethany, who is a
college track athlete in cross country.
She almost qualified for the Olympics.
Yeah.
In a running event. So I was like, you better get your stuff together.
I know. So I did. I did so much running. I did it 6 days a week.
Turns out helps.
It helps. I think we got so there was about, I think it was almost 2,000 people in the women's double open in our category. And I think we got 12th in our age group overall, and in the 39th overall.
That's awesome.
Like that. So, and running was our strongest. I think we were I don't remember, somewhere in the mid 30s on running. So that was our biggest strength. And then our other ones were farmers carries, which is awesome. I think it just goes to show what consistent strength training does. We ran doing our 35-pound kettlebell in each hand farmers carries. And I thought this one will be we'll recover some because you just kind of get to walk.
How much of it did you end up doing and she ended up doing, the farmers carry?
We did 100 and 100.
100.
Yeah. So I got it. You kind of go through the arch. So the difference between this Hyrox versus doing it on my own is that I ran faster because I had a partner who was pushing me. And it was a little bit different in the sense that, when you do a singles Hyrox, everyone's kind of just running at their own pace. But with doubles, on the run course, this one was 2 laps instead of 3 like Anaheim. But people often run shoulder to shoulder. So it's pretty hard to navigate around people, especially because there kind of tends to be groups of people that are together. And there's supposed to be a fast lane, but just like in Southern California where people don't understand what the fast lane is for sometimes, which is to go fast.
They get in there. Tell us about the mean
going
girls, though.
Slow.
I want to hear about the mean girls.
Okay, I will tell you about the mean girls. So anyways, running was our strongest event out of all of them. And then, sled push specifically, we were just really clunky. I think we didn't really know how to transition. We were a little distracted though, because at the start line, you kind of get into this big, blue box. I don't know how else you describe it. Mm-hmm. And you have the start line. And I had told Bethany ahead of time, I'm hey, people are going to line up, and whoever's at the front of the line, when we go in, that'll get us closer to the start line. And we'll get really slowed down going around all these people trying to run. And we had put ourselves in a heat where I think we were a lot more, similar to people that are that were competing against us, because they had a similar estimated finish time. However, I was we're going to get stuck behind people, and then we're going to be trying to get around them. So we got to be at the front. And so I specifically went, she had to go to the bathroom right before we started. So I stayed at the front, and we were one of the first 5 groups. And then we get up to the line, and then they have you kind of circle up. So you turn and, face the other way from the start line. And we're standing there waiting for them to kind of tell you, here's what the race course is. You do 2 laps, then you go in for your event, and then you do 2 laps, explaining penalties and all that, what the fast lane is. And all of a sudden, this girl just pushes her arm in front of me and shoves me out of the way. And I look over, and I was what just happened? Did I do something? I'm just standing here listening. And she goes, oh, well, there's no more room over there. And I said, okay. And then she proceeds to stand directly in front of me. And she's got a good 6 inches on me. This girl was big.
You could take her.
She was big. I don't think so.
You're small but feisty. Trust me.
I am small and
I
feisty,
know.
yeah. And so I was like, what is happening? So she like stands in front of me, but we like turn around, start. I'm like, I'm just going to brush it off. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to like get into it with this girl. Like, what's going on? So sure enough, we get into it. Like we run and we get to Skierg, and like we were like pretty close to them, but then they ended up, I think they were like a couple behind us. They ended up finishing before us on Skierg. They were faster at Skierg than us. Even though we got there first. And then we get to sled push, and they like did their 2 laps there and back in the time it took us to do one. So we're like, what is going on? Like they're just like crushing the stations, but then we would pass them on the running. So we would like see them every time. And I didn't know this at the time, but my partner Bethany was like, every time I saw them, it just motivated me to run faster. So we would run faster by them. And then we get into—
That's like Michael Jordan level. He would just like find an enemy.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't really have an enemy.
But they were legitimate enemies.
Yeah,
like
it's okay. You found it.
made their court. They were like, we're going to bully you and single you out. So then
That's what Michael Jordan would say.
to sled pull, and they should have gotten a penalty. They were like pulling their rope and throwing it into our lane. So they would like pull, throw. And it's like very tight. So if the rope is underneath you, like you can trip.
Yeah.
It's like, it makes it really hard. Like the hardest part of sled pull is the rope management, because it's just so long. It like gets everywhere. You kind of waste time like trying to find a place for it. And so you just really should go behind you, but they were going into our lane. And I was just like, so I said something to the judge, and he just like says like, hey, you got to do this. But like they were playing dirty. So then I think we're like next to them, like during burpee broad jumps, they picked the lane right by us. I even moved over and like tried to get away from them. They like kept following us. I was like, what the heck is up with these girls? Like, can you just leave us alone? So get to rowing, kind of the same thing. We're like neck and neck. And then we pass them on the run. And then Bethany was just like, we got to get past these girls. So we got to the farmer's carry. We did that. We never saw them again until the finish line, and they finished a few minutes after us. And this other team that saw this whole thing go down, they were like, I can't believe they did that to you guys. Like, we're so happy you beat them. And it was very, very satisfying. So that was the best part. No, I'm just kidding. No, I think it was just knowing like, oh, the training that I did really, I think, paid off in the way that I wanted it to. I think if I had to like go back and do it again, I would have tried to find a way for us to like practice the sled at some point at a gym that has that set up, just so we could kind of like play around with it and kind of know like how we're going to split it up. And I think it also, it's fun to be in an atmosphere where you're like competing and around people who are doing the same thing and wanting to push yourself more. And now I'm trying to figure out what's next.
Yeah, what is next?
I don't know.
Oh.
I'm hoping to do more strength training. I feel like I was still doing strength training, but I was adding in a lot of Hyrox event type things. And I think I need to focus. I haven't really progressed in any of my strength training movements. And so I want to get back to building more strength and not just kind of like maintaining strength, because I think it's hard to do both. It's hard to get like faster and to run a lot, and then also to go increase in your weight. So Bethany did it. She was still like increasing a little bit each week. And I would say I did build a little bit of strength, but I wouldn't say it was like my best quarter of strength training. So yeah, I'll see. And more running. Not as much as I did, but I'm going to keep running.
Yeah. And we got a sauna.
We did. And that's been awesome.
You're enjoying that?
I am. Are you?
That's good. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We had a hard time.
I built it. I put it together. I shouldn't say I built it.
Yeah.
It came in a big crate with a bunch of pieces. Yeah.
I came back from my weekend this was before. This was a couple weekends before.
Yeah.
I had a trip to Mexico for a friend's birthday. And I came back, and not only did you keep the kids all alive and feed them and do everything for them for 4 days, but you also built a sauna. And I had told him specifically, like, don't try to do that. It's going to be too much.
I don't remember it quite like that. I remember it more like, if you could get that done, that would be great.
No, but I also said you're going to be keeping the kids alive. So, and you did it.
You know what's funny? If you just ignore them, this is dad rule. If you ignore the children, they tend to just kind of forget you're there. Moms can't do this.
We can't do it.
No. Moms
we
are
can't
terrible
ignore
at
them.
this. But dads, we have this special gift where we can just pretend the children don't exist, and they just run feral for a few days. And, they get a little stinky, but
Yeah, I don't think they bathed while I was
oh,
gone.
bathing is optional. Bathing is optional.
Oh
But
my
anyways,
goodness.
built the sauna. It's like a 4-person barrel sauna. It's a big
It is big.
circle thing. And then we got the heater. Turns out we had to like had the heater wired.
Yeah.
It was intense. And we got it set. It's like, I'm gonna sound like a doofus here, but it's the washer dryer level electrical outlet, the 240 thing, not the 120, which is the normal one. So we had to have a different outlet put in, which is like, what the heck? Anyways, that thing cranks.
And it's getting like close to 200.
Yeah.
Up higher at least.
And you get in there. We usually do about 20 minutes. We're only like 2 weeks in, so maybe not even 2 weeks, like a week and a half.
I think 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we go in there, chat, hang out, spend 20 minutes, get a really good sweat, drink water while we're in there, and then take a shower.
Yeah. I would love to, if we had enough time, to do it like after a run, because there's a lot of health benefits cardiovascularly if you do it after any type of like, endurance exercise. However, it doesn't really fit into our schedule, so we tend to do it after our kids go to bed at night and then shower. But it's been fun. I'm not that upset that our cold plunge is currently out of service because our chiller broke, and you were supposed to get a new chiller, and has not happened yet.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Okay.
Don't you worry.
Okay.
It's on my list.
Eventually, the goal is to do cold plunge and sauna.
Yeah, that's the full ascension of the millennial. is when you've got the sauna, cold plunge, and you're going back and forth.
Yeah,
that
it's
is
true.
final form.
It's
millennial.
true. It would feel really nice
After
to
the
be able to
Hyrox
go.
race.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like heat. And, heat is actually better for women than cold. So I'm just going to go off that. So
Nice. This is what you got to tell yourself.
Yeah, that's what I got to tell myself, that the sauna is better for me. Anyways, what are you training for right now? Since you're not doing any Hyroxing currently.
I'm not. No. I've got a few things that I'm training for. I'm doing a century, a biking century. I don't think I'm gonna train a lot of extra for that. I mountain bike on Wednesdays with a buddy and a couple buddies, and then again on Sundays with some friends.
Usually Peloton once a week.
And then I Peloton once a week, and then I think I'll probably try to get some big rides in before the century with the people that I'm doing it with.
And when's your century?
It's in April.
So you got a couple months.
And then I'm doing the Tahoe Rim Trail, like 30 or so miles per day. So we're going to try and do it in 6 days, I think. It's 165 miles. So I will do a lot of hiking starting in like June and July and through. That's in like late September. And then me and Chuck Hewitt are going to do a Hyrox race in December together. And we're going to try and break an hour.
Dang.
Yeah. I want to get one of those flags.
What was your time when you did it on your own?
I don't want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. It was 126 and some change. It was more than yours. And I still get made fun of by my friends. Oh, is that the event that your Nicole beat you in? I'm like, well, she used lighter weights than me.
Bethany and I would like to do Hyrox again in December, but that's a long way off. So I feel like I got to find something before then.
Training wise, though, I'm doing a lot of volume strength training wise. I shoot for 5 days a week, so I aim for the stars. I often land on the moon. I usually will get 4 days of training in per week, but I'm shooting for 5 every week. And then some of my workouts,
and that's strength training specifically. That's in addition to your biking.
Yeah. I bike, the 2-3 days a week. I'm trying to run 4 miles a couple days a week just to build up a nice base before this Hyrox thing. I'm trying to walk a lot, as much as I can. I try to walk to work and back, just again to build up some durability in my feet and ankles and things like that, so that when I do start training for the, really training for the Tahoe Rim Trail, I'm like, my body's pretty ready for that. And then strength training 5 days a week. I think I put on some muscle in the last couple months, which is cool.
I would agree.
So Jamila's laughing behind the camera.
Oh my gosh,
it's just inappropriate.
Now that you're saying the training for your backpacking. We're going to hopefully do a backpacking trip. It
Yeah.
won't be as long as the
I
Tahoe.
thought we were
Run
going to do
Club.
like a have fun.
We are. It's not going to be as intense.
Oh, yeah.
But hopefully I will need to train for that. But more importantly, I was just reminded that I need to start training for the Steps Challenge because I've got to be
all
averaging.
The people who need to train for it, you need it the least. Okay.
But here's the thing. Like, I'm just going to just completely dominate this year.
Wow.
And I don't think I really have any competition.
You're going to be on Team Glendora though again.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You have to stay faithful.
I'm going to have to do some serious guilt tripping again.
Man, how that work out for you last time?
Not very good. Actually, we did improve.
I inspired my team, Team San Marino, to greatness. Maybe we'll have our third location by then, and
I'll just be on my own.
Be unattached.
Yeah, I'll be unattached.
Yeah.
I'll be running independent.
The country formerly known as Glendora.
So good.
Artist.
But yeah, I do need to I have noticed there's a lot of days that I think my step goal is usually 16,000. And I'm ashamed to say there's a lot of days where I'm only at 13 or 14,000 some days because,
shame.
I know.
That's what you should feel shame.
Even though I was running a lot, running doesn't get you as many steps as walking because I think your stride length
beats you up. And then the thing about cardio like that too is it makes you tired.
Yeah.
For the rest of the day. And so one of the things that researchers have found is that people that exercise with running tend to walk a lot less throughout the rest of the day because they're fatigued. And so they want to sit and not do a whole lot. Like when I go on my Sunday bike ride, I'm cooked for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I get this really intense hour and 45 minutes of movement and then I don't move a lot. And so I think there's an argument. It's is that better for you? I don't know. It's probably better for you to be moving all throughout the day at a lower level, just longevity wise, than it is to do really intense exercise and then not exercise the rest of the day. I think the happy medium is do both.
Yeah. You have a little bit of the
high intensity, a few times
a week. It probably doesn't need to be an hour and 45 minutes though. Yeah. I think you could get it in 30 to 45 minutes.
Yeah. I went to a PT conference a couple weeks ago and they did this whole talk on, maybe we should do an episode on this. But they did this whole talk on interval training. They call it HIIT training, high intensity interval training, specifically for older folks. And there's a couple takeaways from the talk. One was that high intensity interval training is just as effective as long duration, slow and steady cardio for a few different things. One, managing blood sugar. Two, reducing blood pressure. And then three, reducing risk of cardiovascular disease and things like that. And it's potentially even more effective than long duration, steady state cardio. So compare the ski erg for those of you that are clients, doing the intense ski erg on cardio day, where you're doing an interval where you're going all out for a minute and then going easy for a minute. That's interval training. Compare that to going for a jog, going for a bike ride, going for a hike, things like that. More effective. The HIIT training is more effective than the long steady state at improving something called brain-derived neurotropic factor, or BDNF, which is like Miracle Grow for your brain. Helps your brain to form new connections, to stay healthy and strong. One of the things that really helps to tap into it is interval training. So that's something new I learned recently.
Love it.
I don't know why I just thought of that, but I did.
Because you were talking about your long duration exercise and biking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I would agree. I feel like I'm going to go back towards, now that we're talking through it, I really liked the balance I had where it's I'm running maybe a couple days a week, but then I'm also just doing a lot of walking and movement. Mm-hmm. And I think because I've been running, I am more tired and want to sit, and I'm moving less throughout the day after. So I want to go back to consistently strength training and improving in that. And getting just a lot more low level movement so I can completely dominate in the steps challenge this year.
I'm coming for you. This year I am throwing caution to the wind. I'm not going out, because last year I made a big mistake. It's I still rode my bike on Wednesday morning and Sunday morning, which were my two primary times I would exercise out of the house.
So you're going to give it up?
Yeah, for July for sure, 100%.
Wow.
I'm coming for you.
You're not going to have any friends.
I'll make new friends with the bugs on Church of the Open Door Trail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You go do that. I will be walking flat. on
I'm gonna
my step pad, on my walking pad,
I'm
and
gonna
you
take
can
the
go.
batteries out of your walking pad.
So, and I also forgot, I also have something fun that I'm going to be doing next quarter with some of our staff. We're going to be testing out a new
Oh yeah,
pull up
pull up.
progression that I want to try out for women. So I think pull ups are one of those movements that we haven't seen a lot of women hit the standard in our
Mhm.
program. I think there's like maybe 5, so a handful of women who have done it, and a lot of people on our staff also can't do it, or they have in the past and they can't do it right now. And so I am very motivated to get women to be able to do a pull up because I think it's very empowering, and it has a lot of carryover into everyday life. And so I'll be doing a 6-week program with our staff next quarter to improve our pull ups, which will be fun.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening to our update. And if you want to hear more about our sauna experience or how we prepare for the Steps Challenge, make sure to comment below or ask us more questions on that.
Love it.
Until next time,
I'm Dr. Matt.
and I'm Nicole Klingler.
Bye, guys.